time of year again. It's race car time. Now, if you watch any of my videos, I sold my 80 Malibu at the beginning of the year. The reason why I did it is I wanted to concentrate on the builds that I've got this year. I've got the 2 motorcycle builds that I'm doing, the 67 Mustang that I'm doing, and I've got a 77 Trans Am and a 70 Challenger that I want to get started on. And these are projects that have been lingering. I really want to get them done. And so I made the commitment. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to mess with drag racing this year. I'm going to take some time off and get these cars done and then devote my time to that and my efforts to that. And I'll just get back into it next year. Well, we're 2 weeks away from opening day, and I'm going to shit on that idea. I didn't realize how much I enjoy it. I don't do it professionally or anything like that. I just run your test and tunes, your gambler races, your shootouts here and there. I don't do anything major, but I didn't realize how much I enjoy it. And the fact that it's getting closer and closer to it, I decided, man, it's just not something I want to not do. But that puts me in a dilemma. I sold my Malibu and I invested my funds in other projects. And so to not take away from, obviously, my responsibilities as a dad and a husband, I'm trying to find something cheap that I can just, something with a V8, something with a good rear, something that I can get into for the $3,000 to $5,000 range, and then just some nice bolt-ons from there, get me in the 12-second range, and then with a good rear and suspension, hopefully 11s, and then with a little bit of nitrous, getting myself into the 10s if I'm lucky. But, I don't even know if that's possible. I got online, man. There are 3 cars that I really like. I like the Fox body Mustangs, and that used to be my go-to because they're inexpensive. I like the G-body Chevrolets, and I like the F-body Chevrolets. Really big fan, actually, the F-body Firebird and Trans Ams, but the cost of your LS motors is skyrocketing. Your Fox bodies are going for $3,000 just for shells right now, and your G-bodies, they're still a little less expensive, but because of the powertrain in the rear that they have, the 7.5-inch rear and the 305 is the biggest motor that came in them, you got to swap everything out like I did my Malibu, and that's going to take a year. So for me it is. For professional it wouldn't take that long, but for me it's something I have to do slowly. So I started looking up some Fox bodies online, and I came across this video on this guy's video. I'm going to share the link right here. And the guy was talking about the LT1s and how it's like a hidden gem. You know, people don't really get into them because the LS1 was so much more powerful and so much more desirable. But an LT1 with some simple bolt-ons was producing 375 to 400 horses. And in a Camaro or a Firebird in 93 to 95, or even a Corvette, that's not a bad option. You're talking 400 horses with a 411 rear, maybe some Moser axles. That should put you in the 12-second range easily, and with some good suspension upgrades and better driver, that should put me in the 11s, and with 150 shot of nitrous, I'm hoping 10. So I've been online the last couple weeks, and I'm surprised at how inexpensive these Camaros are. I've been finding them anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500, and the $5,000 range already has work done to them. I don't know how reliable these cars. I've never messed with the LT1, but I figured it's inexpensive and it's something I could make cool videos with. So my plan is to find one and then just run it, and then put some upgrades to it and run it again. Then some suspension upgrades and run it again, and then shoot it. So like a 4-part series. So it gives me something to do with you guys, but also allows me to do this on the inexpensive if I can. I got a few cars I'm looking at right now, and I'm going to reach out to them. I'm hoping I can finalize something in the next week or so, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to share with you some of the ones I'm looking at right now and see what we come up with. All right, guys, here she is, my 1995 Camaro Z28. So I know the body didn't look like much, but that's because the guy that I got it from, the guy before him, plasti dipped the whole car, and apparently it looked like hell. And the guy trying to take it off created a lot of scratches and stuff like that. So he went ahead and primered it, was going to paint it. I'm not worried about that. I told you it didn't have to look good as long as it ran good. I paint cars, so I can paint this one in the future if I choose to sell it. Right now, I just want to make it performance-wise what I want it to be. It was at the top of my budget, but for good reason. The guy had all the documentation and pictures of everything that he had done to the motor, so I was pretty impressed with that. He took the original block, honed it, put new pistons and rings in it, was able to show me all that. Took the original aluminum heads, had them ported and polished, fitted them with obviously new valve guides, hardened push rods, and 1.7 roller rockers. Took the intake, decked it, and went ahead and put a 58mm throttle body on it, 36-pound injectors on it, and a CC303 cam, I think from Comcams. So it's got a nice little bit of work done to it, very similar to what that guy had done in the video. Not 100%, but very similar to what that guy had done in the video that I shared with you. And if that's the case, this thing might be in the 380 horsepower range if I'm lucky. If not, I'd say minimum 350, 360. So with the street tires that are on it now, and I won't have time to change it because I literally got this car just in time. The first test and tune is tomorrow morning. I've only had a few runs on it on the street just to get comfortable with the car. The slicks that I have are not going to fit the rim size that I have, and that's okay. They came off my old Malibu, and I think I'd prefer a drag radial for this car anyway until I get this rear built up, because I think a slick might hold too much. And if that's the case, I could risk breaking this rear if this thing is closer to the 400 horsepower range. And I know a lot of guys that are running 10 seconds with those rears. Everything I've always been taught about these is that they break easily. So that is one of the things that I want to improve on. But my plan is we're just going to run it as a street car that it is now. I want to see what it'll do tomorrow. And if it can get me in the 13-second range in street tires, and some good time on this thing in my following race with some radials, I might be able to hit the 12s, and this is exactly where I want to be. If not, there's still plenty of room for improvement, but that's my plan. We're going to the track tomorrow, and I will see you guys there. It's go time, baby. Not bad for a little LT1. Well, I broke down after the first run, but we're hoping it's a map sensor, so my brother went out to grab the pieces for us. Hey Peyton, how often do I break down?
All the time. 3 times. Years ago and today.
Because I gotta race that guy.
Yeah, it was getting way too high. It kept shutting off.
Hey, he ain't messing around. Not bad.
12.
Damn.
There we go.
Alright guys, not too bad. I only ran a best of 13.9. I definitely feel like the car could have done more. We kept having a problem with the map sensor. The first time down the track, it literally shut off after third gear. And then I sat in the staging lane for like 30 minutes trying to cool it off and disconnected. And I was able to get one more pass, and that was at the 13.9, but I was still having issues. I don't think it's faster than 13 though, so there's definitely a little bit more room for improvement, but I want to do another test run here in another 2 weeks. But I want to get some sticky tires on it, get a new map sensor, and relocate that. I know that's a common problem with these cars. But like I said, it still did really well just with the 2 passes we did, in the sense that it definitely's got the power. It was definitely exciting to run. And so I will see you guys in 2 weeks. We'll go from there.